boy Patrick Young, thankful for another day in 2021 to be sharing with you, the Young and the Rowdies. I'm your host, Patrick Young. I am so excited for our guest today, one of the best scorers in Florida basketball history. But before we get into that, let me say thank you again for listening wherever you are. I want to say thank you to the reviews from R. Fagler. Excellent insight and behind the scenes on University of Florida men's basketball. Patrick does a great job leading guests into meaty conversation. Love his enthusiasm. And that's the purpose. Doing my best to not only talk about the upbringing and the stories behind each and every individual that's going through the Florida Gator basketball program, but also get into some trials and life lessons as well. So wherever you are, please don't forget to share and subscribe to the podcast. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever else their podcasts are available. Also, please subscribe to the Field of 68 Media Network. Without further ado, I am proud to tell you that our next guest is the second leading scorer in Florida history with over 2,000 points scored, leads the Gators in basketball history in three-pointers made, one of the most explosive players that I've ever seen, able to really get his shot up, able to really score it, was a phenomenal high school player, McDonald's All-American, Parade All-American. You can name it, any type of American, that's who he was. So let's get into the show. It is my honor to introduce Gator great, second leading scorer with 2,033 career points, owns the record for the most three-pointers made in University of Florida basketball history, multiple accolades from my man Kenny Boynton, all the way from, you're in China right now, right, my man?
China.
A long way from Pompano.
A long way from Pompano. Yeah, I'm in China.
How's it going out there, bro? You doing all right?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. It took a while for my visa to come in, so I've been here for about a month. But we winning. Maurice Spates, actually, we played against them my second game here, so he's also out here. But so far it's going good.
This is your third season out there?
Third season in China, yes.
Ooh, how did you adjust to the quarantine? You had a quarantine right when you got there this year, right?
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. I did 15 days quarantine. It's China, so the food is different. So it was pretty hard for me to kind of eat. They was giving me kind of like white rice every day, so I kind of found that and just ate that for majority of the days. But the hard part really wasn't the quarantine. It was kind of trying to get in shape after that and start the season. So I'm still trying to get adjusted and get my win back how I want it.
Yeah, I had Vern on Macklin last week, and he said the same thing, that just 14, 15 days stuck in that hotel, just your legs, the conditioning is just lost in just being at home. What did you do to pass the time?
Man, my computer saved my life. I just honestly, man, I watch TV shows, movies, any movie I could find. I caught, a couple of games. I would watch the CBA games when they came on, but pretty much that was it. I tried to do push-ups and run around the room and stuff, but I'm out now. I'm happy to be out.
I can only imagine. So how many games have you gotten in so far since getting out?
5.
That's what's up. Is it game still got the shot, still got all the moves, just still killing everybody?
Still got it.
I know it.
China's pretty cutthroat. So if you're not handling your business out here, they'll get rid of you. So
I know it.
I still got it.
So how is the family doing? How's everybody? How's your son? How's everybody doing?
They're good. My son, he's tall. He's 14 now. My mom, dad, everybody's good. They back in Pompano. But everybody good. Just trying to stay free of the COVID.
Right. I saw that you just bought a house not too long ago. How did that feeling of being a first time homeowner and doing all that? And where'd you purchase it at?
Oh, it was good. I actually purchased it like in the Boca area.
Okay.
It was a great feeling. I think the COVID kind of helped with me being home for 9 months because, buying a house it's a process, you know what I'm saying? But
Man,
it was a long process, but man, when I finished it, I felt accomplished. I felt accomplished.
shoot, man, I already know how crazy it is because I'm looking into getting my first house, and it's a little bit of a fixer upper trying to do the thing, turn it into a rental property. And
Right.
because I don't currently have an income, regardless of my tax
That was
returns,
the hard
regardless of
part.
my
That was
bank statement,
that was the
they
hard part.
like,
They want to know how you gonna pay these bills, and you telling them like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a job, but I gotta wait until August," or you know what I'm saying? Because overseas doesn't work for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? And that was
right.
that was the hard part. At first, I got denied. You know what I'm saying? And I explained it to him, but I found a good person, and she kind of helped me out, and finally, I got the
Yeah,
process done.
I might need your connection on that because I'm kind of in the struggle right now. It's crazy. Regardless of my tax returns, regardless of my bank statements, it's like if you don't have a current income, it doesn't matter. But anyways, man, let's take it back. I want to take it back to the beginning. Let's hop into basketball, bro. So all the way
Okay.
from Pompano Beach, how did life and basketball start for you? Was that just something just since a kid you just always just came out the womb with a ball in your hand? How did it start for you?
I was more so growing up. I was more so on the football side. I wanted to make the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But my brother, I had an older brother. He's 4 years older than me. He kind of, he started playing organized basketball first. So with me being around, you know what I'm saying, I grew to like it. And my dad, he bought us a basketball goal, and it used to sit in front of the house. And every day after school, I just go shoot. It was just something to do. I would go shoot. I would go shoot, go shoot. Honestly, man, I guess I just did it so much that it developed kind of like a work ethic, and I started playing when I was 11 years old. I started playing with the South Florida Heat, and at about 13 or 14 years old, I kind of got noticed. I got noticed by Team Breakdown. They came and got me from the South Florida Heat and got on Team Breakdown, and they kind of had like the national schedule,
Yes, they
you
did.
know. Yep. And my 8th grade year, I kind of played up. I played with a 17 and under team, which helped me along the way. With me being 14 years old, I played up, so I was used to playing with older guys. And, by the time I came up the age of 16, 17, it was pretty much easy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was kind of my process in basketball. But growing up, I thought I was going to be a football player.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying one time that you got hit, and this would have been the
Yeah.
same thing. It would have been the same thing for me, being at the
got
the
good memory.
NFL. But because I remember Vernon. Vernon was like he got hit. He got hit so hard one time. That man just took his pads off and walked off the field in the middle of practice.
I remember that story. I remember that story.
I definitely would have did the same thing. When did it like translate to you that you could be like really good? Like you realize like, dang, like, I can really score, I can shoot, you got the confidence, the coach got you. Like when did things start to click for you really?
I think it was maybe my 7th grade year. I knew I was good, but I had, what I'm saying? I thought I was good locally, you know what I'm saying? And I think when we went to Orlando, we played against the Showtime Ballers. And it was the championship game, and we were down maybe 15 points in the fourth quarter, and I got hot. I honestly, man, I probably ran off 8 or 9 threes, you know what I'm saying, to help, you know what I'm saying, help my team come back and win, and we won the championship. And at that point, I was like, in my head, I was like, yeah, that was kind of different, you know what I'm saying? That was like a special type of performance I felt, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And after that, I got invited when I got with Team Breakdown. I got invited. I want to say this was my 8th grade year going into my 9th grade year. I got invited to, let me see, 8th grade. Let me make sure. I want to say it was 7th grade going into 8th grade. I got invited to something called Camp Next. And at the time, it was the camp. The top 2 players was gonna get picked and go on to the ABCD camp. So my coach Kenny Gillian and all the Gillian brothers, me, Ray Shipman, Eloy Vargas, he took all us to New Jersey, and we played in this camp. And they kind of explained the rules to us. They said in the first quarter, they say in the camp, you're gonna play the first and the third quarter, or you're gonna play the second and the fourth quarter. Only 2 quarters. I didn't pay attention during the explaining process. And I'm thinking that he said we were gonna play 1 quarter. So I come out in the first quarter and I got 23 points in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, hey, you know what I'm saying? The game over, you know, whatever. So I get back in the game. They put me back in the game. I'm like, I get back in. So I get back in, and the courts are kind of next to each other. So I see Ray Shipman, and I ask Ray, I'm like, Ray, how many points you got? So he's like, I got 4 points. He said, how many you got? I said, I got 23. I'm like, what you doing? So like, how you got 23 points? And I'm like, man, I don't know. So I finished the game, I want to say, with like 31 points. And it was kind of like the big talk of, you know what I'm saying, the first night to start it. And I end up going on to be the number 1 player, number 1 scorer in that camp. Got invited to ABCD camp. And there I got ranked in the country as the number 3 player in the country. And from that day, when I seen that, I quit football. And that's when I realized I could be special.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. I missed you at that camp, but very similar. When I went to ABCD, I think they called it something different. I think the last year,
Reebok All-American.
Reebok All-American. Yeah, that's right.
I remember.
Yeah, it was John Wall was with you that year. The year before that, and he both of y'all was going crazy. But yeah, I came out there pretty much unknown on the scene after doing the headliner camp down in Jacksonville. And then I really ain't even know what to expect, because I was kind of like, baseball was my first sport. I played baseball, and I was kind of still balancing between the two as I was coming up. And then I was like, all right, this is a cool opportunity. I'm just gonna go out here and play hard, you know, do what I can do, because, you know, being a big guy in the AAU circuit, it's mostly the guards that's getting the shots, etc. So I just went in that joint, and I just tried to dominate and dunk everything. And pretty much from there, yeah, the whole scenario for me changed. And that's when I started getting letters. Clemson was hitting me like crazy. And I was like, man, this is such a humbling process. And I was like, you know, it seems as though basketball is the way I should, basketball is the path I should go on. But how did your recruiting process begin when that started? When you started getting that national recognition?
Yeah. From as far as I can remember, I was getting a couple letters, you know, but, you know, once you really get into it, you would know. Once you really get into recruitment, the letters that really matter are the handwritten letters.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So when I my first year when I went to ABCD camp, I finished as you know, they had player ratings at the time. So, you know, you get rated by the minutes you play, rebounds, assists, you know, per minute. So I finished behind Kevin Love as the second rated highest player rating in the camp. So after that, man, my recruitment, it went crazy. And I could remember my first, you know what I'm saying, a letter that I really got surprised about. Coach K kind of wrote me, Mike Krzyzewski. He wrote me. And basically, you know, he said he seen me at the ABCD camp, and, you know, he was interested in me. And, you know, from there on, man, everybody, you know, Florida, Duke, Kansas, Memphis, everybody, you know what I'm saying, kind of went to recruiting me. But, you know, the recruiting process, man, at first, you know, in the beginning, you know, it's exciting, but it's hard.
Overwhelming.
It's
hard.
hard.
It's gonna get overwhelming at some
overwhelming.
Point.
Yep.
Is there any advice that you would give yourself, like looking back getting to the time machine, that you would tell yourself as because for me, same thing. That recruiting process was exciting at first, and then because the coaches, they want you, and then they want to establish a relationship with you, and they want to talk on the phone. I'm like, man, I'm just a kid. I don't even know how to talk to girls yet. Like, needless to talk on the phone with men that I don't know, that is trying to I mean, they have an incentive. They want you to the school, so they're going to try and get to know you, et cetera, et cetera. So, is there any advice you would give yourself now, looking back at that, or
Um,
kids in the situation?
I would say, I would say take your time. Um, Enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying? Because one day you will miss it. Enjoy the process. I would say just take as many visits as you can. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because, like you said, you know who wants to talk on the phone 2 or 3 hours with one coach, and then right after that another coach is calling, this coach is texting you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little overwhelming, like you say. But I would say, man, take your time, discuss it with your family, pray on it, and you know the right decision will come. You know, and God will work it out.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling the story of Coach K coming down to Pompano.
You breaking up a little bit. You breaking up a little bit.
Did he came down for a visit to see you, or some coach? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? One,
Yeah, I
two,
can hear you.
three.
I can hear you.
Check.
I can hear you.
Okay. What I just said was, I think I remember you telling a story back in college about visit you down in Pompano, you and the fam. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Coach K actually did. He came to Pompano and visited me. It was exciting. You know what I'm saying? To be the first person, you know what I'm saying, in Broward County to bring Coach K down. It was really exciting. Um, I felt kind of like the man that week. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, for sure.
people had heard. You know what I'm saying? They had heard that he was coming, and I actually had one of my dad's friends. He actually he looked up to Coach K, so you know I told my dad he could invite him, you know, to meet him for the home visit. And you know, before Coach K gets there, this guy's talking. I'm talking about talking. Man, I can't wait to meet Coach K. Man, I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait to meet him. Coach K walks in the house, and this guy I never seen nothing like it in my life. This guy's just starstruck. He literally puts his hand out. Coach K puts his hand out to meet him, and he's just stuttering. Can't get the words out. Couldn't get the words out. You know what I'm saying? So you know it was a good time. You know, Coach K, great coach, great person. You know, and it was a good time. It was a good time.
Going through your recruitment process, you know, what was it about Coach Donovan and Florida that stuck out to you to make that decision? I'm sure family had a big part to that, because I know you're a big family guy, and your family came to just about every game that they could.
Right. Honestly, for him, it was his consistency. Um, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. Florida was probably my fifth on the list when it started. You know what I'm saying? But it was his consistency. He was consistent. You know, he would fly in on a Tuesday, fly in on a Thursday, fly in on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Go see my grandma, go see my brother at his college. You know what I'm saying? He did so much. And with him doing so much, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, this guy, he got to have my best interest. He got to want me, you know what I'm saying, bad, you know, and he was just so consistent. And that kind of drew me to Florida.
That's what's up. I can only imagine. Yeah, Coach Donovan just he's a madman when it came to recruiting. He told me the story when him chasing down Matt Walsh. Was it Matt Walsh or Mike Miller? That they were on the circuit and they saw him play like 24 straight days.
Wow.
And they traveled. It was 2 tournaments in California, and they drove, you know, multiple hours behind him the whole time, just like letting them know, like, hey, we really want you.
Wow.
So, you know, obviously you were one of the best one-on-one ISO pull-up scorers, finishers in Florida's history. You finished number 3 all time in high school, and then you came on to college, came on and stepped on the scene in Florida. What was your mindset of, transitioning from high school to college? Because obviously it's a lot different because there's more guys that are more talented that level to play. But still, you're going to get your game off. You're going to figure out a way to make it happen. But what was your mindset coming into college?
My mindset coming into college was try to be the best player on the floor, But, college, it's a wake-up call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You playing against grown men now. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mindset to this day. You know what I'm saying? I try to be the best player on the court, no matter who's on the court. You know what I'm saying? But Florida, man, we had so many good players, man. It was that every year we had a good team, but my first year, you know what I'm saying? It was a learning experience for me. I would want to say it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. I led the team in scoring, but I didn't shoot it as, you know what I'm saying, consistent as usual, you know what I'm saying, as I did in high school. And, that came with film, teams watching film on you and stuff like that. So honestly, my mindset coming in was kind of just be the best player on the floor.
Yeah, and I know Coach Donovan, he was always trying to get that out of us. And, looking back, it's easy to see that we all had our own processes of trying to figure that out. But the number one thing we needed to be was consistent. But, I was super excited when I saw that you were going to Florida, because I remember playing against you, you and Brandon Eloy, Vargas, Raymond Taylor. It would, and who was Jelani as well.
Jelani,
y'all had such a good team. We had y'all down. I was with the Jacksonville Lee Bulls. We had y'all down 8 with I think the last 2 minutes of the game, maybe less than that. That boy Kenny said, "I got this." Heem, 3, three. Next play, 3. I said, "Oh my gosh, what can you do against that?" And the hype was real for sure, and coming into college. But yeah, it was a wake up call. But I'm sure you adjusted and started to figure it out, because obviously you finished your career there being one of the best scorers. What were some of the greatest things you think you learned from staying in college, staying in school, being at Florida, being a Gator?
The greatest thing I could learn basketball wise, definitely. It was I could say a couple of things. Help defense was one thing that I had no clue about coming into college. You know what I'm saying? Help defense from I say the number one thing that I probably learned, honestly thinking about it, was probably scoring a lot of points on less shots. I think Billy helped me with that process. I think in high school, you have freedom to go out and just shoot. Some days you're going to come out hot. Some days on your off days, you could shoot, you know what I'm saying, as many shots as possible because you're the man. Everybody want to see you shoot. I think in college, I want to say, honestly, my junior year was my best year that I worked on it, in the sense of getting the same amount of points I would get shooting 17 shots on 10 shots. You know what I'm saying? And I think in the NBA, that's what the game is right now for role players. I think when you play with LeBron James, LeBron's going to get majority of the shots. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? He's a superstar. But your role comes in Caldwell Pope, you sitting in this corner, and whether you have 5 shots tonight or 10 shots, you knocking these shots down, you know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, was the best thing that I could have learned from college. You know what I'm saying? That you could play on any level this way with not shooting as many shots, but the shots that you do get, you make them.
Obviously, coming into college, being a top 10 player in your class, and just the confidence that you had with what you had achieved, there was a lot of pressure. I'll say pressure, but expectations and weight coming all the way from Pompano, from everybody supporting you and want you to excel. How did you handle those expectations, and because obviously everyone wants to see you do well. They know what you're capable of doing. And you just, at the end of the day, you're just a kid trying to figure out and still chasing your dreams. But that pressure can weigh on you, and you miss out on enjoying the moment. How did you handle all those expectations that you had on you?
Man, I tried to stay in the gym as much as possible, and that was always my mindset. Stay in the gym, and everything else will take care of itself. In college, you're gonna have your ups and downs of, this game was a good game, this game's a bad game. But you know what I'm saying? Overall, my freshman year, I led the team in scoring. Didn't shoot it how I wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, everybody has expectations, and different people's expectations are different than others. Some people want you to be one and done. Some people want you to be 2 years and out. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, everybody has their process, and I think with that, man, I just tried. My mindset was just staying in the gym as much as possible, and everything else would take care of itself.
Yeah, you absolutely did. You were in that gym, man, and like you said, it started from being 11 years old when you just were figuring the game out and
Right.
and figured that you could make go somewhere with it. I gotta ask you any what's your favorite Chandler Parsons moment? Because I think we all have one. A moment of because I love Chandler. What a guy. He was one of a kind, and you had him for longer than I did. I only had him for 1 year.
Right. Right.
What was your memorable moment you had with Chandler? Keep it if it's up kind of crazy one.
Agreed. With that guy. Agreed. Man, my favorite Chandler Parsons moment on the court, off the court.
You can give us both of them.
Okay. Forever, I would always remember this. The NC State game, of course, on the court. That's that was a legendary shot. You know what I'm saying? And I think when he got the rebound and took that one dribble and shot it from 75 feet and made that game winner, we all thought the game was over. You know what I'm saying? I was walking. I think I might have was walking with my head down to the locker room, and I probably didn't even see the shot go in. I just seen everybody running, and I knew he made it. So that definitely has to go down as one of my favorite moments on the court. Off the court. Okay, I go with this. You Gainesville people would know. In Gainesville, you have Midtown and you have downtown. Chandler was a Midtown guy, where he go to his areas and, eat. So me personally, as you would know, I was a downtown guy, And I think when I would go out to party, I think the places that I would go wasn't the best places,
The venue.
the venue in Plasma at the time. So I think one night I got Chandler to come with me to the club. And man, it was a funny night, man. It was funny. He was uncomfortable, but I mean, we had a good time. I told him, hey man, you with me, everything is good. But it was just to see him in that setting. I'm thinking on it now. It was a very funny night. You know what I'm saying? But that definitely will go down as one of my favorite memories off the court with him.
That man was something different. What are some of your most memorable moments as a Gator personally for you? You're like some of your top moments there for 4 years.
Man, how so many?
I know.
Oh, yeah, how so many, man. Man, I would say, regardless of however it played out for us, of course, well, your team did it. Y'all made the Final Four. I think us every year, man, advancing to the Elite Eight, I think, that's a special moment. I think, when you go through what we've been through as a team and waking up at 6 a.m. and 5 a.m. and running and lifting weights and, you getting rewarded going to the Elite Eight and, showing that you're a top team. I think it just shows that all our hard work paid off. You know what I'm saying? So I think it never was, I wouldn't say it was any individual accolade for me in college or anything. I say as a team advancing to those 3 Elite Eights as we did, I think that was for sure my favorite or most memorable moment.
I remember, man, yeah, it was crazy, man. 3 times, so close. We were so close to being 4 straight Elite Eight or 4 straight Final Fours, which would have been like the memorable UCLA teams and John Wooden back in the day. But what I was about to ask you. Oh yeah. So I remember just Coach Donovan. He would always try to instill like more physicality in all of us. I mean, especially through like I remember freshman year, the charge drill. that dang charge drill. You know what was your adjustment like with that of Coach Donovan trying to get to, because you're more than capable. You got the build, you have the, but it's getting the mindset, especially someone that can score at your volume of being, like you said, help, like, of even just figuring out help defense of like what was it like adjusting to that getting pushed by Coach Donovan to be more physical, and then as well as like the weight room, because you know, you had Preston, you had Matt Herring for 2 years, 2 years, and you had Preston your last year. And what was it like adjusting with all that and then get into the weight program regimen? Because that's something kind of I think a lot of guys shy away from because they just want to play basketball, you know. And I get that, we are basketball players at the end of the day. We're not, you know, track and field. We're not weightlifter, bodybuilders. We need those tools to get better, but it's not everything. But how did you fit those? You know, see the importance of those things and helping you elevate your game.
Man, coming into college, I really didn't lift weights like that, you know. So I was kind of resistant in a sense of, man, why are we lifting so many weights? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to lift weights, go to class, come do an individual, might go back to class and practice. You know what I'm saying? All in the same day. So, and that was an adjustment, you know, but the weight room really wasn't a problem for me. Honestly, the weight room, I'm used to hard work. So, you know, that was a challenge for me, and that I ended up being okay with the weight room. For me personally, you would know, and, you know, my teammates would know that charge drill was, that wasn't my drill. Like, I don't know. I never took a charge. Like, that just was not my drill. And I can remember, man, since my freshman year, Billy trying to get me to take a charge. And I want to say probably against either UCF or Missouri, one of those games in college, I want to say I took a charge. And it wasn't until my senior year. You know what I'm saying? I took my first charge in the game and everybody kind of got excited for me. You know, the bench, they kind of cheered for me. You know what I'm saying? Which was a good moment, you know. But that charge drill, man, to this day, that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite drill.
Yeah, I think I remember you taking that charge. We all got so hyped.
Right.
So, so let's transition a little bit. You know, you and me both share going out of college that we ended up going undrafted, and that was definitely for me at the time because I didn't know anything. I didn't know about European ball. I didn't know much about the G League. You know, I had been just taught and, you know, had my mind focused on the NBA. And it's not that the window had closed. I just thought, you know, getting drafted was going to be my route and continue the process on there. And it was, you know, I was shocked and I won't say devastated, but maybe I was at the moment, you know, not getting my name called. But then there was immediately like a passion of like, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. I'm gonna show them like, you know, they made a mistake. Because my year was the year LeBron was trying to make a decision on what he was going to do next. So there was a lot of teams trying to make room to try and make an offer to get LeBron. So they were signing and stashing a lot of guys that they knew were never even going to come back to play. So what was it like for you coming out of 2013, you know, going undrafted and figuring it out from there?
That was one of my lowest points of my life, I would say. Man, I think that year, I knew in my mind, you know, in my heart that I wasn't going to get drafted based off of my senior year in which I had. You know, I felt like I should have left my junior year. But it's not a reality until it's a reality. You know what I'm saying? You watching that draft and your name really don't get called, and it's like, man, you waited your whole life for this moment. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, man, my process was a little different. I felt like I kind of got forgotten about in a sense. Um, After the draft, usually guys went to the summer league and played and stuff, and I didn't get any summer league offer. So after that, of course, the next thing was overseas, and just like you, what is overseas? I don't know anything, anything about that. And I ended up signing a deal in Israel. Israel, which was good. It was good. Actually, Galil Gabor, that was my first. I think you just
Wow.
played.
Yeah.
You just played now. Yep.
Yeah.
My first year overseas was with Galil, and that was a good organization, good people. So it was an English speaking country, so it kind of helped my process, but that was a process, that NBA draft. Oof, that was a process, man. Not hearing your name get called, it's a bad feeling.
You know how you got to get to the point, all of us do, that just understand that life goes the way it's gonna go. We can't control that stuff, and I had to just take ownership and be like, you know what, I'm gonna write my own story, and
Right.
I'm gonna make the most out of it. And who knows, just because things didn't go the way we foresaw them and wanted them to, doesn't mean our life is gonna be any better. We can still cultivate great relationships and do have great experience. I mean, how many places have you gotten to live and travel that you probably would have never got a chance to experience? And it's just been like my mind was, I don't say brainwashed, but just so stuck on, if I don't achieve this thing, then I'm not going to ever achieve happiness, which is far from true. Because I think that's a choice that we make every day. And bro, we're so blessed, man. We're so incredibly blessed. Just every day that we get a chance to wake up and just play a game and get paid money to do it.
Of course.
If we stop playing if basketball stops completely tomorrow, nobody's going to die. I don't think so. I don't. If doctors or police officers or some other, if they stop working, the entire world is going to be shifting on this neck. But how was your experience in Gilboa? Because was RC still the GM there then?
Say the name again.
RT. He always wears a hat. He never takes his hat off. The general manager.
It was a different guy. I think a guy named Amit or something like Amit. Okay. Something like older guy, or whatever. It was a different guy.
How did you? It was a different. I try to explain to people when they ask me about how Israel was. I was like, I was in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we was in the country. We was in the country. I mean, it was in the city where I seen people picking up people for rides. Like I'm like, what is cows and but Tel Aviv was 45 minutes, kind of I think 45 minutes from there. So once I got into the city, you kind of seen how the real Israel. But me personally, I didn't mind it because I wanted to be focused. So it was kind of good to be.
Yeah, it's so hot out there, man. It was like 110 degrees because I got there in August, and I was like, yo, I'm in the desert the desert for real. But I can imagine that your game probably translated so well over there in Israel, because it's similar to how it is in China as far as like the game is leaning on the Americans to go out and do their thing, and usually and I guarantee you ain't a lot of guys that could guard you over there. But in your process and being overseas, when did you? Because you've been all around. Like when did it click for you that like, dang, I found my niche. I can score really well over here. I'm just gonna try and just keep stacking, keep enjoying it, living life, enjoying the culture. When did that really click to you? Because obviously you didn't know a lot about overseas. I didn't know a lot about overseas before I got over there. So how did that process go for you?
I battled with overseas a little bit. I never really liked it at first. You know what I'm saying? I didn't embrace it. Played in Israel. Then I went to France. France was good. Russia. Yeah, Russia. Didn't like Russia. It
Cold.
was too cold. Too
Too
cold.
cold.
Russia. Then I went to Turkey. Turkey was good. Actually, I ran into Scotty Wilbekin and Irvin Walker in Turkey. I did Turkey 2 years. I did Turkey 2 years, which was good. But once I got to China, I said to myself, like, I found my niche. Like, this is my game. Like, when they just letting me go out and score, that's what they care about here. This was me personally. I personally said, this is my game. You know what I'm saying? And I found my niche here. And this is, my third year being here. This is the only place that I've been for 3 years, and it's only for 6 months, which was kind of like perfect for me, trying to do 6 months here, 6 months there versus 9 months. So China was pretty much, when I got here, that's when I kind of said I found my niche.
Yeah, I would say obviously China gives you that very good opportunity to just go and do what you have been able to do for a long time. Just go out there and score. Tell me about some of the most memorable games that you've had in China so far. Because I know you put 60 up a few times, haven't you? 50 or 60?
Yeah. Yep. One game I came out. My first game actually. My first game in China, I had 69 points. Yep. Then the next game I had 68. I had another 60, probably 69 again or something like that. Like, yeah, I done had some games, but the memorable ones when I did it versus, the greats, I would say that people, would know, Jimmy Fredette, who we played against in college, played against them, had like probably 38 versus them. Dominique Jones, who was a very successful guy over here, played for the Dallas Mavericks. Good games versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you do it versus those guys and you didn't make the NBA and you playing against everyone else who's pretty much played in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? It kind of shows you that, I could do it. I could give you that confidence, like, if given the opportunity, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty good league to be in. Pretty much everyone American over here has had NBA experience. So it's a pretty competitive league.
What is what year is this for you as a pro now? Year 8?
Do it.
7 or 8?
Let me see.
I think it's number 8.
Yeah, it's 8. Yep.
How many more you think you got in you? How does the body feel and everything overall?
Body feel good, man. Body feel good. Honestly, if China keep calling me, man, hey, I go to the wheels fall off, man. I honestly, I don't want to be playing at 35. If I could have it my way, and I had everything set up in the States as I wanted, investments and everything, I would want to be done by 35.
Well, I definitely hope that for you. I mean, why not? But one of my favorite expressions is "Blessed are the flexible, for they don't break." Be ready for anything can shift at any moment. But just being ready and accepting that. I want to transition into some current college basketball stuff. I think Instagram was just kind of starting up when we were in school.
Yeah.
How do you, and now it's being used as a tool because the NCAA is approved. I'm not sure if it's every state, but players being able to receive money and benefits using their image. What's your opinion on that? Because obviously a guy like you, how you played in high school, you would have gotten who knows how many followers and all this and that. You would have had Instagram and social media was the way it is now. Now, what's your take on that kind of stuff?
I like it. I'm for it, honestly, man. Why should others make money off of those guys? These guys are coming out every day, putting in the work, and others are making money for the image. I figure, hey, college, as you know, we didn't really have any money. You know what I'm saying? It's you can't really,
Yeah.
get money. So if you could go to college and you're getting paid, that's one less worry that you have to worry about. And you can focus on basketball. So me personally, man, I love it. I love the Instagram, how they kind of keep me involved with who is who, with everybody posting these videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm for it, and I'm glad that they voted on paying the college players.
So I have one last question for you before I let you get some sleep, because it's almost 12, right? Almost bedtime. Your son's coming up, right? He's hooping.
I wish he into this iPad and these games, man. We complete opposites, man. I don't get it. I do not get it, but I when I get with him, I try and work with him and stuff, but he's not really serious about it just yet. You have late bloomers, so I'm hoping that's what happened with him. But man, he got the perfect height. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that he developed a love for the game.
Does he realize who his dad is?
He don't, man. He don't.
And you got to send him some YouTube clips so he can see what you was doing.
I gotta show him, man, because man, listen, he think everybody better than me. I could point a guy in the street. He could beat you. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, But I hope in these next couple of years he do. But whatever he do, I'm supporting him. So yeah.
and that's all you can really do as a dad, whatever he decides to do. But yeah, I hope he does get that basketball itch, and you get a chance to spread that scoring touch you got and transfer that over to him. That would be pretty awesome. But KB, man, it was awesome having you on the show, man. I hope you get some rest.
Appreciate it, man.
You to stay healthy this season, man. It was a blessing to see you, bro. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. That was the episode with Kenny Boynton, all the way across the water in China. So thankful that you gave it a listen. Really awesome to hear his insight. See how long his hair is. Goodness, did you see it? That man's got he's got the longest hair I've ever seen. But anyways, thank you guys again so much for joining in. Really awesome. Thankful being a part of this. Remember, subscribe, share this podcast with people that you think will be interested. We're continuing to try to get this podcast to grow, as well as my other partners that are doing this for their universities. Also, please subscribe to the Field of 68 Media Network. Everyone, stay blessed. Thankful again for another day to be here with you. And Gator Nation, stay rowdy.